The utter blue fuck are we doing on a Tuesday night? Oh, I know. I just remembered. It's time for another edition of Reaper's Underground with the big bad devil daddy himself. And I brought a couple of devils with me. Motherfucking John Sorrell of one of the greatest magazines out there today. And you will get yourself a copy at some point, I hope. That is Morgue magazine. And also CEO of Morgue Records. That deserves a big horn. And then, of course, joining us for the first time is the founder and composer. That's what I meant to say. Founder and composer of Luciferian Insectus. Killer fucking black metal band. Also going to be on a big show that we're going to be talking about here throughout the broadcast. So this is the time. You already know. Tits up and let's go share this out. Share it anywhere, everywhere. Don't give a fuck where you are. Share it out. And real quick, we're going to take a quick commercial break to our brothers at Villain Arts Tattoos. Check it out.
We seem to have lost our host again.
Right, I was like, where'd he go? He's making an entrance.
Cue fog.
Cue the fog.
All right, fuck. So are we live?
I guess we are live. He'll be back. How you doing, John?
Oh, I'm doing good, Darren. How are you, man?
I'm ready to tell everybody about the fucking hell that we got brewing and everything about to fucking happen, dude. We're about to change the world, man.
Absolutely.
Some bitch.
Hell yeah.
I ain't a show host, so I ain't going to captain's chair. It's all you, man. You tell us. Oh, I got it. Jesus Christ walks into a motel. Jesus Christ walks into a motel, right? He goes down and he goes to the end keep there and he gives him 3 nails and he says, "Hey, can you put me up for the?"
I love that one.
Man, we were keeping it alive for you.
True story.
We're keeping it alive.
Story here. True story is my cat just leapt through the air and landed on my keyboard and knocked it out. So I'm going to definitely whoop her later. And it's going to be
pretty bad
fucking on like Donkey Kong. So again, Villain Arts Tattoo Conventions, more than just tattoos. It's a lifestyle. It is family and full of talented artists, from performers to tattoos. So check us out. Me and my Dark Queen Mischief will be in Denver next month. So I think that's the 21st through the 23rd. Come down, hang out with us. Bring me bourbon. I might give you a snack. All right, we are back. Finally. Can't keep a good devil down. So I got with me John Sorrell of Morgue Magazine, Morgue Records, and Darren Peterson of Luciferian Insectus. How the fuck are you?
Always beautiful.
All right. Well, I mean, we got a lot to talk about. Lots going on. So for those of you that don't know or have seen John on here before, his art is immaculate. So why don't we go ahead and start talking about some of the projects that you're working on? I know you got, I think one of your magazine issues are about to come out.
Yes. The one featuring you on the cover, issue 7, will be out within the next month, end of July. Yeah, there it is. There's that bad boy.
See a resemblance?
We're about...
Makeup was slightly different at the time, though.
Yeah. We're about 80% there. And
right
we'll have it wrapped up. And like I said, it'll be ready in about 4.5 weeks. So, yeah. And then straight on into the next one.
Right on. Why don't you let, obviously, my viewers as well as some of your own that are in the comment section. I'm sorry, I see you. I haven't had a chance to say hello. Hello, my demons out in the comment section. Tell them a little bit about what goes into this, because this is not just an ordinary magazine. There's a lot that goes into it. You know, just in case people are like, well, we knew this was coming out, you know, months and months and months ago. Kind of let them know what goes into it.
Yeah, a lot. You know, there's, you know, to be serious, you know, you have to gather all of your content and all of your bands and all of your artists and everything that you want to promote in the issue and get it all together. And then you have to design all the pages, you know. And so, yeah, a lot goes into it, you know, but it's a lot of fun and it's, you know, very rewarding personally. So,
I mean, the art is fucking top-notch satanic beautifulness.
Yes.
I mean, it's second to none of anything that I've seen out there in recent times. And the bands that you have that you interview in there, even myself, you know, in the issue that comes out next month, there's just so much wealth of talent that people can be informed of. So right off rip, we got some questions for you out there in the comment section. First of all, hello, Babylon Sun. Good to have you with us, brother. JD as well. Kyler. Let's see. Nephilim, Kansas City just tuned on. Hells yeah.
Jordan.
Hails to you as well. Let's see. JD says, where can it be found? I have to own that.
We're talking about the magazine?
Uh-huh. He's probably talking about the one with me on the front cover.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so typically...
Not to plug myself.
Typically, you would hit me up personally on social media, either Facebook or Instagram. I do have a Bandcamp page that you'll be able to buy the magazine on there as well. And so, you know, just follow Morgue Magazine on Facebook or Instagram, and you can get all the proper links.
Hell yeah. So you heard it here. You know where to go. It's easy to find. We don't hide it from y'all. It's there. Seek and you shall find. Oh, man. So what's everybody drinking, man? I'm sticking with Canadian's Best this evening. How about you two illustrious
Marijuana is great, man.
Nothing wrong with the devil's lettuce. Always good.
No.
So you just recently had some releases come out. Is that right? On the label?
Yeah. Are you talking to John or me? It's John, right?
Still with John for just a moment.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
We're just staring at your nose.
What's wrong with my nose?
Right.
It's a triangle.
Yeah, impeccable.
I'm mesmerized by it.
Triangle, but still.
It's hypnotizing.
Right. So, yeah, a couple of new releases on Morgue Records, I believe. I think I saw that the other day.
Absolutely. The latest would be from Darren Peterson himself with Luciferian Insectus. That's the latest CD to come out. Yep. And it's available now. Again, just, look me up and you can find it. Before that, we had, and I see he's on, Jordan with Nephilim. We had his latest EP come out. And so,
nice.
Again, both of those, you can find them on Bandcamp or just hit me up personally. But yeah, it's and there's more on the horizon. It's just building up on itself. So it's going good.
How long has that actually been around? Fairly new?
Morgue Records? Yeah, about a year. Yeah. I think we just hit a year. And I've done 8 releases, I believe.
Holy shit balls.
Yeah.
That is dedication right there.
Yeah, but it's all, underground, it's just a big family at the end of the day.
Hell yeah.
So,
one I'm actually proud to say that I am now a part of with me and the Shadow Ones in Iron Serpent.
Absolutely. Yes.
We just
welcome,
signed
brother.
with you. Absolutely. I'm glad to be a part of the family. That was some crazy shit that went down with Kingside. One day you're on a label, the next day you're handing your walking papers. Just be like, we're closing our doors. I'm like,
right. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know much about it, but shit happens.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. I know it's kind of tough, especially for a lot of indie labels out there right now. If you're not turning, depending upon how many artists you have, if you're not turning a big enough profit, that's usually the reason any label would fold. Or you have too much talent that maybe like 10 of them were really fucking solid and the rest don't promote, don't do much, maybe just play in their town. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm a road warrior. I'll play anywhere and everywhere. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Matter of fact, I love playing in Tennessee. Dude. Oh my goodness. That show we did back on the Black Flame tour. Oh man, that was a blast. That was the Sweetwater or Springwater.
Yeah.
The supper club. Yep.
Right.
In Nashville.
Yeah.
That place was so fucking packed. You couldn't even see the back wall. That was crazy. We great metal fans in Tennessee. And you guys, that was one of the questions I was about to have for you is, do you have any involvement in the Metal Devastation festival show coming?
No, I do not. No, that's the short answer.
Gotcha. Might be a pretty good show to jump in on at some point. Even Luciferian Insectus. You might want to get in on that too. It's a great fucking show. I think they had like 1,500 people last year. It's a lot of bands. Just submit your stuff. I'm sure they'd be down for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So Darren,
I hear they're trying to summon the devil.
Yeah, that was like the best part of that whole thing last year was Satanic Panic from the 80s revived itself in that whole span of like 3 months. And I was just like, man, I feel like a kid again. This is great. Only this time I'm older and I could go say something about it.
Yeah.
I know. I hope the Christians don't catch wind of what we're going to be doing here in Memphis.
Oh, I hope they do.
Dude.
Amazing PR. Think about it, man. Just think about it. That would be like fucking life changing.
It's a fucking PR's wet dream. That's what that is. Yeah. I'll be out there, I'll put my robe on, I'll have my hood, I'll be in full makeup, and probably teach them about their own fucking book.
No shit.
Hey, I'm a one man. PA and I'll just play a show for him.
You know, it's like one of the things I said when I had Magister Bill M on the show from the Church of Satan last week. I was like, we don't come knocking at your door. You keep pissing in our backyard for no reason. None.
That's
Right.
I guess just to piss me off. Nephilim says we have a song called Burn Churches for Satan just for them.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And that's a great
I'm
track.
good with that. I'm good with that. Shit. And that's another damn thing. We never even burned no damn churches. So
Yeah, that was the Norwegians, not us.
Exactly. And they really, really are oppressed over there. So we understand that whole thing. And that was just a few crazy individuals. Not all black metal bands did that. So, you know, I think black metal gets a bad rap, especially from Europe, because they want to come here. They want to play shows and they get fucking stopped. There is a list of artists that they won't let into the country.
Right.
I remember when Marduk was supposed to play Danzig's Blackest of the Black festival, and U.S. said, "Nope, you're not coming over here," because I guess they were under investigation for burning a church. It's like, come on, it's a building. If you're really about what you believe, you know that the entire world could be your church. Many people don't realize that.
Yeah.
You guys all fucking guys here. Oh, that's awesome.
Like, shit. So I think we may have to do that. We might have to stand out on the corner and advertise.
Protest ourselves.
More power to us, man. Like, just think about
I'll tell
it.
myself to go to hell and I'll say thank you.
Fucking publicity, man. I mean, if you think about it, like the church gave Manson like a fuck ton of his fame. Like one of the main stepping blocks was his shockwave he sent to them motherfuckers, man.
Right.
He was on the same thing with LeVay. LeVay did the same fucking thing, man. It's like that is the easiest fucking way to their fucking minds, man. And on top of that, I welcome it because hey, you know what? If a little group of pissed off Christians could bring me $1 million, bring them all. Bring them all.
Goddamn right.
And just to put a little bit of perspective on it, there are a lot of this generation that is trying to step their foot into the dark side. So it wouldn't be too hard to grab them, especially since they chose the wrong organization that's probably about to fall down in flames, and I'm happy about that. So yeah, I don't even have to say their name. Everybody knows. All right, let's talk about Luciferian Insectus for a moment. Yes. When did you start getting the idea that you wanted to do this project? At what point were you a musician?
All right, well, in a nutshell, I played music my whole life from child. Like I think my first thing I ever touched was a drum set.
Nice.
Banging on things. And then and that's when my parents, I was like 5, my parents were like, oh my gosh, and they're like, let's get him into music school, which actually was like one of the greatest things for me because it opened up a world that like society does not fucking see. You know what I'm saying? It's a world of musicians and brotherhood of like a whole realm that we're the ones that entertain. We're the ones that give society their enjoyment or their depression in life. We're responsible for the music they listen to, whether it's classical or whatever. We're there, and I love it. So I got into that, started playing guitar at the age of 6, and just progressed from there. I started playing like Zeppelin and stuff by the time I was 7, and then I found myself in like, I don't know, it was like early 90s, and it was like when the ska wave was hitting, and I just wanted to play music, so I started playing like with some high school guys that liked me, and I met them when I was in middle school, so it was cool. They were like coming to get me out of class to take me to shows. That was fun. And then, I got into my first like rock metal band. I got my first rock metal band when I was 12. And that one was awesome because it was like the Metallica Black Album era for me. You know, I was just kind of touching my feet on that. And, you know, it grew from there, man. And then I got into Pantera, and then I left that band and joined this band called Death Becomes Her. And we were like a bunch of local guys. And then from there, I just got tired of like creating. I got tired of playing other people's stuff, you know, because I found myself literally sitting in my room making up shit, but it would never get played. I was playing someone else's shit. I just got tired. I was like, my friend gave me this little Zoom R16 fucking tracker board. Awesome little fucking thing, man. I ain't never seen it before. I started fucking with it. I'm like, dude, I could do everything right here on this board. And from there, man, I just left it, you know. I said, fuck it, and started creating my own shit and decided, okay. And then that's when Luciferian Insectus came out. Well, first, actually, let me backtrack. It was Enemy of Nazareth was my first self project.
What a fucking great title. I like that.
Yeah. I was rolling down. I think it was like I was still having like my mom ride me around and shit. So like she's taking me to the studio for me to start tracking with this guy. And I ride by this fucking church and it said like Church of Nazarene. And I'm like, Enemy of Nazarene. Fuck you. And I'm like, that's it. And it was born. You know? So I basically
like me and my wife, every time we drive past a church, we're like out the window. And with a smile. And you know, it's even better. We like give each other points if somebody was outside and saw us do it. It's great.
Yeah, I hate it because of it's like, I don't know, I just look at them as fucking Nazis. I don't even give a fuck about the Bible thing. It's a storybook to me, man. I look at them motherfuckers like Nazis. Just like you said, man, them motherfuckers, they fuck with us for no fucking reason. They literally wake up to bash us, and then they want to be hypocrites and say we're bad. You know, it's stupid, man. But anyway, on another track,
they're the
back
ones
on
out
track.
in the strip clubs and whatnot.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's how it all happened with me in a nutshell, man. And then from Enemy of Nazarene, I went to I think I was in I went to Los Angeles first and played my first show at the Whiskey, and that was fun because like people had never seen this one guy. And of course, my track sounded like fucking dog shit, but I didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? It was blown out. It was flipping. Dude, yeah, people loved it though. And I said, man, if I could fucking get a hype out of these fuckers here, let me go over to Europe. And I cashed in and went over to fucking Germany, caught my ass. And then that's how Luciferian is born. Because that's where that whole title change. I saw the world and like, because I didn't look at like the international laws. I was on a dream high, you know. I was like, I want to go to fucking Europe, and I want to literally see the roots of what I play, where it was fucking born. I ain't gonna be no hypocrite, you know. And I went over there, yeah, dude, and I found out just how hated black metal is by the locals over there. There's a lot of, dude, like, but not like. I mean, the music scene is huge and it's great. I was talking about like the locals that aren't in the music scene, the ones that look at us like, get away from them, Martha, you know, kind of shit. But like, but I learned so fucking much, dude. And then I also learned a lot, man. Like, there were a lot of things that are just like, I always thought that like black metal artists, because I met some really cool ones, man. I thought black metal artists were over there were like, you know, living in the fucking caves and fucking, you know, eating bats. It ain't the truth over there. Half of them, there was a few of them that were like that, which is fine.
They're
you know,
really
they're
nice
very
guys.
deep into their past. Amazing people. I couched for like 2.5 years, dude. I was on couches all over. And I met these people, dude. And these people were like, just like me. Like, we listened to like everything other than we make. I barely listen to what I play, but that's why it stays, in my opinion, original. Because I'm not trying to sound like a specific.
No, definitely not.
It's kind of like I take influences, like, it's fucking weird. Like, Of Asterith, the ending track on that CD, you know, the split in the song, I was actually listening to fucking Phil Collins, man, just kicking it to a joint. And pianos that made that whole second be born. And I'm like, how the fuck is that even possible? But dude, power of music, man. You know? But yeah, so that's
the ability to create and freedom to do so, because you're not bound by any, record label that tells you what you must do,
And that's why I love Joe Label and what he does, because let me tell you, I support the underground more than I do a big label. If let me tell you, Century fucking Media came to me and said, "Oh, we're gonna give you fucking $30 million fucking dollars and all this shit," I'll be like, "How about this? Give me $10 million. I'm gonna get $5 million to John. We're gonna put some PR together and we'll make double that. And then we'll be underground and we'll do that shit. Like, fuck all them rules, man. I don't like rules."
Well, let me tell you, brother, that's why the fuck I started this show. I gave a voice to the voiceless, and that's the underground. It's like if you don't live in that state or, whatever part of the country, it's like you won't know about them. Even though, social media is a tool, you'd be amazed at the algorithms, people. You get buried. You get buried on people's feeds. People miss shit all the time. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take the best of the best and put them on so that a bigger, wider audience can know that this kind of talent is out there. Damn, that's really something. Yeah. Black metal, it is a fickle bunch. There are so many purists that say it must sound like this. It must have that. It has to have this look, and then of course, all the prop and stuff and the show, if you will. But, at the end of the day, what moves you, what is your passion, you do it your own fucking way. Ever since I've revealed myself, in the Doom community, that this is what I always wanted to do, but the band I was in previously wouldn't let me do it. I'm like, why can't I do this in a Doom metal band? We're like, oh, no, that's black metal. I mean,
that's why I love
King Diamond wasn't fucking black metal. And let's talk about pansy ass fucking Gene Simmons. He's not even in a metal band and he does this shit. Been doing it since the 70s, the old fuck. Die already, please. Anyway, so it's like it's a breath of fresh air to hear that. And the fact that you took it to that extreme to actually go over to Germany and and it's really kind of strange. I mean, I get it, because black metal probably scares the fuck out of them because they're mostly Catholic over there. But explain why Rammstein became their Beatles.
Well, from what I heard, because, I don't speak German. You know what I'm saying? I don't fucking, but what I heard from the people when I spoke to them a lot, I mean, every person I know over there knows Rammstein, or at least has an album of theirs. And they say, well, I know Rammstein, apparently there was like a plane crash or something in the city of Rammstein a long time back that killed a lot of people. And that's like what I told, like they were out and they represent and stand for that. So that became like their glorified pitchfork to say,
Yeah.
That's basically all I know. But yeah, but I mean, I dare not even speak a fact. I'm not 100% on all the facts, and they respect that. So I'll leave the true fact telling to the people that know. But that's what I heard.
Oh no, that is absolutely.
Rammstein.
That's where they got.
I fucking think Rammstein makes
for sure. But I mean, they're
sorry
if
the internet connection is.
Yeah, there might be a delay. So sorry. But yeah,
I hear Optimus Prime.
They're just shocking with their stage shows and all that stuff, and it's like everyone's good with it. Why can't America be that way? Just because something is shocking doesn't mean that there's not a ton of people out there that love it, because look at what happened when Marilyn Manson came out. Same reason.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
So that's why I'm like, what is with the tiny minds in that little town in Tennessee?
Yeah. I don't know. But take it from me. I've been in Memphis my whole life. I was born here, and when Manson was at his peak in the late '90s, he came through Memphis, and it was a big deal. There were protests.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, and they actually shut his show down, within 3 or 4 songs, I believe, by throwing, propaganda on the stage and fucking with the sound and whatnot. Yeah. So
they sure took his money, though. They sure took his fucking money.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely they did.
Sure, we'll let him play here, but we'll fuck with him just to let him know that we can't stand him. Come on. That is so fucking petty. What the hell? Man, what they were saying about casket robbery, though, that was some pretty crazy shit. Like, they were quoting lyrics from one of their songs. I'm like, you probably don't even know what that represents.
Right. Yeah.
Because, it's like more often than not, most of this shit is like a metaphor. They're not actually. Who else was just like that? Fucking. Trying to think.
It was more metaphorical.
Yeah. And it's a death metal band. They're out of California, but even like Cannibal Corpse, like half the stuff they're talking about is either inspired by video games or horror movies.
Right. Right.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
I think we got him. Maybe we don't have him. All right. We'll keep hoping that Darren can make it back.
Yes, on the other side.
Right. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Cody Gray, glad to have you. Says at the Devastation show last year, the only real problem was a Christian. I mean,
isn't that true for any situation though? And rise in life.
And I think, and this was another thing I discussed on that interview the other week. It's like they get pissed off that when they actually like either read the Satanic Bible or go to the metal show, and everything that they thought was supposed to happen isn't there. And it's like they get pissed and just, it's like a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Do you think that this is something that might grow across the country again?
Satanic Panic?
Mm-hmm.
No,
you don't think it'll grow bigger than just one state? I don't think
so. No. If anything, this modern age is more in tune with the ideals of a Satanist, just without even realizing that they are.
Until they get the Great Magister's book.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's like, oh, that was me this whole time? Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I feel like there is a fascination with the occult and with the devil and everything that entails. And so while there may be some negative reaction, I think for the most part, most metalheads or, whatever, it's going to appeal to them on some level, just because that's what they're into. Whether it's superficial or not, they're still into it, But, with our show in November, we're going to do the real deal. So it's not going to be.
Of course, we're talking about the great congregation of the rotten.
Absolutely.
And look at that laundry list of talent that is coming. October Noir, I am so excited to finally meet them because I've only, been in contact with them digitally since I kind of helped with their PR a bit.
Yeah.
You also have, what is that? Some of it's kind of hard to read. Can you just kind of run down the list?
Those pesky metal logos.
And Nephilim is one of them, so
Yes.
we know that for sure.
Yeah, so I'll just take you through it from start to
Sure.
finish for the show.
Hell yeah.
Opening up, we'll have Severe Head Wound out of Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Ooh,
And,
nice.
yeah. Followed by two other Arkansas bands, Gore Pig and Flesh Pound. And these three bands they're just like, you know, death metal, slam death metal. You know, it's a mix between the three of them, but they got it all covered. And then we'll be going from that into Death Spiral of Inherited Suffering, which is a Memphis band here that has a very black and death metal vibe. You know, it's a little different from everything else going on that night. And then October Noir, obviously, right after them. And then
out of Florida.
Yeah, out of Florida. Yep.
Who knew the reincarnation of Peter Steele was in Florida?
Yeah, of all places.
Seriously.
God right. Damn. Oh man. Yeah, he has a beautiful voice. I love his voice. So
goosebumps every time I hear it. Even the way he moves his mouth.
It's very Peter Steele-esque, you know. Absolutely. But yeah, man. I can't wait to see them live. I'm really looking forward to it because I'm a huge Typo Negative fan, and them for me is like filling a void in a way.
For probably most of us, because that whole time of Pantera, Typo Negative, and Danzig were all at the biggest height, together, and it was just a great time in metal. Who else we got on there?
Yeah, so rounding out the show, we'll have Nephilim, and then we'll have Darren and his band, Luciferian Insectus. And then to finish the show out, it'll be myself and Darren and Jordan from Nephilim. And we're going to do one, maybe two songs. We'll see.
Okay.
But we have some crazy shit planned. So, and you're aware of some of it, Reaper. Yeah. About it. But yeah, we have.
I'm always up for a good black mass.
I'm real excited about the end of that show, man. Because John, let me tell you, it's gonna be a fucking rush for those songs that we're writing. And you know that ain't no Green Day in the Garage bullshit songs, brother.
Right.
To play them, and I mean, literally, Reaper, bro, it's going to be a tribute, man. Imagine stepping on stage. We've never fucking been on stage before and knocking something like that out. Bang, one time through. It's like, woo, what a fucking rush, man.
That's how you know you got the fucking magic. Now, we got some more stuff out here in the comment section. JD says, for all favorite metal band, and go.
King Diamond or Merciful Fate, either. Yeah,
beautiful.
I would say I have to say, okay, my favorite bands would be Dio, Ronnie James Dio, of course, and Pantera. That reigns supreme to me overall because Pantera and Dio are the ones that got me wanting to do what I do.
Hell yeah.
For me, the unholy trinity would have to be Black Sabbath, Merciful Fate, and Candlemass.
Oh yes, Candlemass.
Yeah. Okay. I got a question for you.
Oh Nephilim says Gorgoroth. Yeah.
Gorgoroth. Okay. Now, if they got different worlds, that I got, like I say, I got different bands of different genres of styles. You know what I'm saying? Like
I think we all do.
Yeah. Can't really round it down to like just three bands, but like I could do like bands of different genres. But let me ask you this: what about Iron Maiden or Dio?
Maiden.
Huh?
Maiden. Yeah.
Maiden.
Yeah.
I'd have to go with Maiden because their power metal and speed, ferocity, and vocals. Yeah. I mean, we're all on point. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love Ronnie James Dio. Actually, I think I preferred him more in Sabbath. than Dio on his own.
Yeah.
Because that 1993 album, Dehumanizer, was one of the greatest Sabbath albums, in my opinion. It was incredible.
Okay, that's very, very respectable. You got a damn good point I never looked at. I always looked at it's crazy. I like the aggressiveness of Dio over Bruce Dickinson's Pretty Tone, which it's a hard call on certain ones. Certain songs call for it, but it's like the impossible question that you never want to drink over.
Oh, all right, JD. My new favorite album is not Macrapola's new record. It's fucking terrible. Thank you, John, for coming in and saying it like it is. Reaper wouldn't crap on that album if it was on fire, and that is the fucking truth. That they're trying to like prove something to themselves. Oh, I know. It's Lars Ulrich can't play drums.
Yeah. Yeah, I got bored about 2 songs in.
Oh, man. Did you see Phil's reaction?
No.
They had Phil Anselmo do a reaction clip to one of the new songs off the record. It was painful to watch. He literally looked like he was taking I'm constipated, I'm shitting, I'm constipated, I'm shitting. That is what it looked like.
Wow.
Check it out on YouTube. It's great.
Classic what the fuck look from Phil.
Yeah.
You know how he curls his lips and shit? He's like,
I fucking love Phil. I'd love to meet that guy one day.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Phil's
Okay. Cody says, Ozzy is definitely my favorite of Black Sabbath, but Dio's Heaven and Hell was amazing. Totally agree.
Yeah.
Didn't like Mob Rules. It was the only one I didn't like out of that first incarnation. But yeah, definitely. I thought Heaven and Hell was a solid album. So what are your influences for Luciferian Insectus? Like, if you had to like pick 2 or 3.
If I had to pick 2 or 3, honestly, well, a lot of my soloing is like Stradivarius and Pantera influenced. I would say my writing influential natures come from just, I don't have a specific, it's just a wide array of dark blackness, man. Like, I'm just darkness, dude. I like everything. I like if it has what I call the dark element, it's it, man. You know, I even like The Shining. Shining, amazing musicians. The way they play, like, there's just so many moods that I have. I can't really say what influences me. I would just say overall, the dark metal that exists, that I come across through life's expectancies and experiences, you know, it sticks with you. It's kind of like seeing a book and then bringing it up like 10 years later. Oh, I remember that book. It's kind of like, that's what I feel like. I literally don't even, I try to stay away from like any black metal or death metal before I record. Just to free my mind, man. Because when I sit down behind my guitar, I don't want nothing directing. If that makes any sense.
That totally makes sense to me. Like, you really, you know, shouldn't be, because I know what I do, because when, you know, we're practicing or whatever, I just take my iPhone, I set it out in the corner and hit record. So it records, you know, whatever we're doing in that practice session. That is what I'm listening before I go into the studio. I'm like, because, you know, you can kind of be like, okay, so I really like that fill there because I'm a drummer. Or, you know, maybe I should add a few more notes or something like that. Yeah, I totally agree with that method. It's actually refreshing to hear that. Because so many bands that I interview are like, oh, yeah, man, I was like, you know, listening to the new Neurosis or, you know, any of the bands today. And I'm just like, why would you listen to somebody else when you're trying to create your own shit?
It's weird, but like I've gotten enough music out to now with like even different projects and stuff that I don't even really listen to streaming anymore. I just have like because I'm only listening. I mean, think about it. Like when you're going to work or something, like you're only really listening to your radio for like 20 minutes or so. You come home and then I go into the studio and then I write music, you know. or I might use some, music as just background music playing, but like I haven't really sat down and like I could say really listened to an album on like a new release or something in such a long time, because I don't know, man. I don't know if it's the round that I'm listening to, but a lot of things just it's not surprising to me anymore, if that makes any sense, So I'm just trying to I'm looking for other things that are like just interesting,
I really don't. I can honestly say today's
and
music bores me.
I'm not bashing anybody. I'm not saying that
Not at all.
Just saying that I am personally looking for something that tickles the mind just a little more. Like, I could see a logo and know what the band plays already. It's just done. It's so common. It's not that people are copying. It's just that music has become so widely done now that it's like the originality of things are kind of tarnished now because everyone's doing it, So I'm just looking for that new thing that'll kick the I want to be part of that wave of black metal that does something different, just like how black metal started. You get me? I want to be that. I want to be involved in that fucking wave where they're like, oh, just like how Shining's doing it, man. Like, where they fucking have something new. Like, I never fucking heard that before. Or just like you said, they shouldn't be doing it like that.
John Mertz, yes. Damn Taylor Swift, get rid of her.
Hey, you guys give me 1 second.
Yeah, you got it.
Talk.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to say. And people say, oh, well, you're 46 years old, so of course you're listening to old shit. I'm like, you just don't understand. Today's music is so oversaturated. Whether it's black metal or it's what they call deathcore, or death metal. To me, deathcore and death metal ain't that much different. Yeah, they have those. The only thing that makes deathcore what it is the elongated fucking breakdowns. That's it. If you take that out, it is nothing more than death metal to me. And it's, a lot of blast beats, which is fine, but it's like you get blast beat for 3 seconds, gone. Then it's on to a new rhythm, back, gone again. Maybe a little twinkle cymbal solo, and then the blast beat is back.
That's exactly what I say, dude. It's predictable. It's predictable these days. And that's exactly why I think what it goes down. I think what it boils down to, though, is and I'm not bad. Like I say, this is just opinionated saying, I think personally that there's just so many, I'm influenced by this or I'm influenced by that. That is just, it's coming out. And, the mainstream kind of brings it out like that, and it's to where that's all it's seen. That's why I love the underground, because we are bigger than the mainstream by fucking triple, man. And
yeah, when are they going to realize that?
They won't, because you know why? It's just, but that's what it is, dude. Like, fuck,
I have
man.
that shirt, John. I have that fucking shirt. I have the same one. My wife just bought it for me for Father's Day.
Nice.
Well, happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, man.
Hey, thank you, man. Same to you.
Oh, thank you. 2 things I'm good at. Well,
right.
Yeah, 2 things. 3 things I'm good at: drumming, raising kids, and being a husband. What's up, Kelly? Kelly's right there, not too far from John. She's in. Wait, you're kind of by Nashville, isn't that right, Kelly? Kelly Garcia from Kelly's Corner. She has her own interview thing out of Tennessee there. Goes to Nashville all the time. Yep. And she says exactly what we're all thinking. Fuck yeah, I'm underground for fucking life.
Hell yeah, girl.
And I'm about to interview somebody on Thursday that is the epitome of this.
Yes.
And his name is Eerie Vaughn. Maybe you heard of him. Sam Hain, Danzig, the first 4 albums.
That's
the
awesome.
4 best albums. And I was thinking about that prior to our interview, I'm like, there's a reason. Everybody always takes a big dump on Glenn for being so against mainstream, so against the big labels and this and that. You know what? Do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If they could do it back in the early 1980s, I might add, so can we. And we have more tools today. Would you guys agree?
Yes.
Fuck yeah, we do.
Absolutely.
And we have way more at our fucking fingertips.
We have the power of bypassing the suits now.
Yes.
No more.
They done fucked up. I guess they just didn't see it coming that somebody someday would create this thing called DistroKid and Bandcamp. It's like, we have to suck up to your fucking nuts? No, we're not. We're going to do it ourselves. $20 a year? Come on. It's a no-brainer. Shit. And then when you get a collective like Morgue Records, Morgue Magazine, it becomes a family and everyone watches out for each other, promotes each other. When's the last time you ever saw somebody on Central Media fucking posting other band shit on their page? Never. I look at all these things on Facebook all the time. I'm like, all right, these big indie labels that everybody's got big hard-ons for. It's like, okay, the label page is promoting all their acts, but not the bands individually. I hate that shit.
Right.
I would be so pissed if I spend the time writing some fucking music and some guy that I don't fucking know comes in and goes, you know what? I'm the producer. I think it'll sound better like that. And fucking changes my shit. And then, it's rules, man. There's so many rules. And let me tell you something, John, Matt Trop
of Bob Rock. That's what we call that.
Yeah. And Matt Trop, John, for getting me to have some good freedom for the Memphis show with the stage. I gets to have the blood and fire. I'm so happy about that.
Absolutely.
And it's the one thing I need, and I'm making my podium. I'm building this thing. Bernie from Piss on Christ is a good friend of mine, and he's helping me out. I'm actually playing with them in Tampa in September.
Yeah.
I'm getting the a test run of the set. I never played this set that I'm going to perform. Never played it live yet. So I'm excited.
Now, do you have all live musicians?
Well, no. What I do is I record everything. I'm in my studio now. I record everything myself on my studio, mix and master it, and when I have I'll send a song. And then what I do is I go back into the studio and I mute the guitars and mute all the stuff, and I have a backing track. So I have the drums and the bass, basically my invisible members playing on a track, and I just do my thing. And if I have harmonies, I'll just have the harmonies where they kick in on the backing track because everything's clocked. So right when I'm playing, it just happens when it's supposed to. And it's just one long sequenced backing track that just goes. I don't know. It's what happened. I said, you know what? I don't want breaks. I just want 2-second pause in between my songs. Keep the energy. If I'm not stopping for 48 minutes, I don't stop, dude. By the time I get to the end, dude, all I need is to die. I ain't gonna lie. It ain't easy. It ain't fucking easy.
Well, shit, no, it's not. Anyone that thinks that what we do is easy,
don't know.
Good luck. You have no clue. Me personally, and I play the slowest form of metal, which is doom metal. I expend so much energy because of, and I think this is true of any musician, no matter what the genre of metal, they put so much of their energy into the show, entertaining, connecting with whoever is watching is like, fuck yeah. Because that's what happens when you get off stage and you're about ready to drop. There's 10, 15 motherfuckers standing there going, dude, I loved what you did.
And you're like,
tell me I'm lying. It's like, that makes it worth it for me. Even if it's just one person said, I was watching you play drums the whole time and just fucking memorize. mesmerized. I'm
But
just
dude,
sitting
it's
going,
beautiful.
that's great.
You know? and Reaper, you could play the Doom, but let me tell you something, man.
I did
know
20 years of death metal. My bones are ready to rest.
No, but the thing is, I know Doom drummers, man, and let me tell you something. Playing that shit slow, dude, the energy put into making those hits right, you know how it's a flick of the stick and how you play, man. And playing the drums with that passion to put that energy, dude, you got more time to make a heavier hit. Or you got more time to show you try to show emotion at a 300 BPM. You know, unless you're doing fucking rolls out the ass, I mean, think about what you could do. You got a lot more room. There's a lot more energy.
Yeah.
You know?
What's
That's
up,
how I
Kayla? Hello. John says Reaper sweats his pain off. No, I don't. No, I don't.
It ain't running yet.
Even on stage, it don't come off. I was in a death metal band prior to my retiring from death metal. And I had to do face paint every day. It wasn't quite like this. This has become more evolved, but it never ran. No matter how much I sweated, it stayed. So
I stopped using corpse paint a while back because I don't know what it was. It must have been the style, but man, when I'm playing and I started to sweat, it ran in my eyes, dude. And I remember it was like, dude, your eyes. Blood. Yeah, this guy was like, dude, your highs were amazing. I'm like, because I was in pain. It was like, fucking, but I mean, I think Mud and Blood, it stays better, in my opinion. One day, man, I think I was I don't know where it was. I was at Lakeland, and I was just like outside, and I didn't have a corpse paint. For some reason, I fucking forgot my shit. And I was like, well,
it happens.
Got some mud off a rainy day and just went and called it a day, dude. And it was amazing. It worked. I was like, it's not running. It all got crusty and shit, but it worked. And that's when blood just became a thing. And now I just do basically I do a trident as well because it signifies power.
Exactly.
I just do it and blow with my fucking finger. I ain't an artist like you. You got some beautiful tips on your grind. I like it. But, I always appreciate the corpse paint because it projects your inner demon, man.
It does.
That's what I see. And that's why I respect you for it because it's powerful, man. I like it.
And, that's also kind of like my channeling of, I call them the shadow ones that they are with me when I'm playing. So, and to address that real quick there, John, I will be sending that package out. Anyone that's expecting a Reaper package right now, I've been moving my whole business from one city to another. So I promise it should go out later this week, just to give that out there. So. Haunt season. Kayla White says I need that paint for haunt season. What haunted house are you at, Kayla? I'll tell you what I use. My wife introduced me to the wonderful world of Mayron. Mayron is a theatrical paint that they make these little like circular palettes of just solid black, solid white. But what I use on my eyes and the symbology that I do is Vampire Cosmetics. So check them out. They're on Facebook. All right. So
free plug.
Go ahead.
I said that was a free plug for those guys.
Yeah, I know. Because I'm trying to get their fucking attention. Damn.
Where's the money?
I do this like 3 times a week. All right, real quick for everybody out there in Black Flame Land, we're going to check out Luciferian Insectus. I can't speak tonight. I don't know.
Say that.
We're We're going to check out just a snippet here of Luciferian Insectus. If I can get this to work properly. Fantastic. All right. Yeah. All right. And the song is Ritual of Death, the official video. That dude's bass is fucking sick. All right. God damn. Woo! Now, you know, and I've said this probably 1,000 times on my show. Mad fucking respect for the vocals. I couldn't imagine 30-second note picking, fast triplet picking like that. My hand would literally fall off. Looks like you got a compliment already. JD Story says, dude has some pipes.
Thank you. Thank you.
For real, though. And you know what? It doesn't sound like everybody else, but there is one legendary band that comes to mind. Deicide.
That, you got me. That is the one band that introduced me when I was, I think, 14 to that style of singing.
Glenn fucking Benton.
Yep, I heard him when I was
me some Deicide.
Deicide reigns supreme. Yeah, and I just want to say the musicians that you saw playing in that video, they were session musicians that I had. That was just like rehearsal did stuff. I did work with them for one show just to see how playing with the band lineup would feel. It went great. It was at Union Hall back in last May, and it didn't feel right. I don't know. It felt because LI, I've done it. Everything I've done was real. You know what I'm saying? Like just very real from the heart. So when they played well, but it was just it didn't feel like LI. It felt like a cover
The
band.
magic has to be there.
It wasn't there. Like the music was there. The music was there, like on stage, and I will never forget this feeling, bro. Like I'm on stage, and the fucking crowd was loving it, and the fucking music's going, and everyone's playing. Bernie was burning. Me and him stuck together heavy. He was playing with his drums and all the fog, and I'm like, it's cool, but it doesn't. The dark element. It felt like I was like violating my energies, and they weren't with me on the stage that night. I felt alone. I didn't feel like I had. Like your people that you play with. I have the same fucking shit. They weren't there though. So I felt like they didn't want to be there because I was taking LI out of its nature, out of its natural content, and trying to make something productive out of it, or production wise, I would say. They weren't there. I felt sad. I never want to have that feeling again. So I cashed in. I said, fuck it. nope. I said thank you to them all and fucking just left it alone. Keep it as a one man because that's what LI is.
I mean, that's exactly what I mean by, the magic wasn't there, because when, you're on stage now, some artists prefer this, like they don't give a fuck as long as everyone's playing their parts right. You know what I mean? But the magic is the fact that everybody's energies coexist super fucking well. That means everyone is on the same page, feeling the same emotion towards every fucking song. And it's a brotherhood, it is. Or I'm sorry, a brotherhood, sisterhood. If there's just as many great female musicians as well. So it's like if you don't have that family dynamic, the band don't. It just doesn't. It doesn't come off like it could, which is why I think a lot of people, in the crowd, picks up on shit like that. Like if there's tensions between band members, or I kind of know these guys, but I can't just go rock out next to them and, they can put their arm around me and still play their guitar and I'm not going to fuck up, that kind of shit. So I totally get that. And I respect that 1,000%. So sometimes, and that's why you see a lot of acts today, in some cases where they don't have a whole lot of extra live musicians on stage with them. Because, it just, if it wasn't there, then don't force it. Otherwise, it's not going to come off right.
And it's not real. It's not what you do. Now you're faking something,
Exactly. Now, tell everybody out there, where can they find your music?
You can find, I released before John picked me up. I was released by Apollyon Entertainment years ago. That company went out of business a long time ago. You just type in Luciferian Insectus and stuff, and it'll come up because I did post a lot myself. I have a Facebook page, Luciferian Insectus, Bandcamp. I have that, but I'm mainly trying to have all my updated things coming through John and Morgue. That's like a way more professional way to go about it, and he knows more about that whole world than me. I'm just fucking rock and release and shit. I need that other part, man. So
absolutely.
From now on, man, Morgue. Anything I release will come straight out of Morgue Records, and fucking, I just want to see y'all at my fucking show, man. Like if y'all are in fucking Tampa in September, man, you'll see the show flyer, man. Just look at the brass mug, man. I fucking love that place. And I can't wait to see you guys at my festival, at the festival in Memphis, man. I'm excited, mad props, thank you. And I just want pick up the album, man. John's making it for a steal, and I want y'all. $10 is fucking cheap. You buy beer, spend more on a fucking beer. So rock out, grab the album, man, and tell me what your best song is, dude. The album has a lot of versatility on it. It's a lot, man. So I want to know what your thoughts are, bad or good. I want to know all of them. What happens at Bandcamp is
good one, Kayla.
For real. So that's where you can find me.
That's right.
Morgue, man. You guys have been good.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you, when I was looking at labels, after Kingside fell down, I was like, I knew exactly who to go to.
I'm telling you,
nobody knows the underground like this, gentlemen, are right there. So
who else is putting out magazines? They're awesome, dude. I'm getting more. John just moved, man. I just gotta get some of that cash. But no, man, like dude, my new album that I have coming out after the one he just released, the one I'm currently writing, dude, Tona Hirsch is doing my art, man. Let me tell you something. That woman's fucking talented, dude. Talented as fuck, man.
Yes.
We already have it pretty much 90% done. It looks fucking amazing, dude. I can't wait to just show you guys.
Awesome.
It's fucking, I'm excited, man. I'm real excited about this next release, man. Real excited.
JD says, can you get a subscription? That's for John.
No.
So the answer is
no subscriptions.
no. So, in other words, follow Morgue Magazine on Facebook, Instagram. Every update gets posted when there's a new issue. John's really good at letting you guys know what the issue theme is, who's going to be in it, stuff like that. And then when it drops, he also lets you know. So absolutely shameless plug time. Go ahead there, John. Tell them where they can find you, as well as the Morgue Records and everything that you're doing.
Yeah, just do a search on Facebook for Morgue Magazine, Morgue Records.
It pops right the fuck up, people.
Yeah, you'll find me.
It's everywhere.
It's not hard to find on Facebook or Instagram. And yeah, just follow me, and I post from time to time. I'll keep you guys updated on what's going on. But yeah, no subscriptions though. Usually when the issue comes out, it sells out, and then that's it. We go wrong.
God damn.
Yeah. So
That's amazing.
Yeah. So JD, definitely jump on it when my issue comes out next month. If you want one, send John a message. Be like, I want one. How much? How do I do this? Blah, blah, blah. That is the way to go. He answers very quickly. So don't worry about that. Just reach out to him. Exactly. All right. So as we have reached the top of the hour. I have to do this again. Everyone out there in Black Flame Land, if you are a fan of Sam Hain or the first 4 records of the Danzig era, the classic Danzig era, this Thursday, and it's not a joke, folks, Eerie Vaughn is going to be here, the legendary bass player of Sam Hain and Danzig. You better mark your calendar. I don't want to hear no shit about, oh, I forgot. Oh, Facebook did. No, you know what time it's going down. 8 p.m. CST. No matter where you're at in the U.S., you know what your time zone is. So check that out. Be ready. I'm sure it's going to be hard as fuck to get to everyone's questions. I got to put that out there now before we get there, because I'm anticipating a shit ton. Because Eerie does not do a lot of interviews, especially live ones these days. So anything you want to ask, and be polite, don't be a dick. Anything jackassy, I'm not even going to ask him. Okay. So be ready, be there. You don't want to miss it. Gentlemen, it has been an absolute fucking pleasure having you both on the show. John, always a motherfucking pleasure. Darren, you're fucking awesome. I love what you do. I love what you all are doing. Ha! Okay, Kayla, you say my forgetful ass will forget. Well, goddamn it, I post it every day. Follow me on Reapers Underground on Facebook, Black Flame Entertainment on Facebook, and Instagram. It's not hard to find the Big Bad Devil Daddy. I am everywhere. So yeah, man, I'd love to have you both back on the show again in the future, especially before the big congregation of the Rotten in November. And everybody put that on your calendar also. If you're able to make it, if you're in a surrounding state, I know it's kind of far, this show is going to be badass. And me and my Dark Queen, Mischief, will be in attendance doing some things for you all. So you definitely don't want to miss that. And when the Morgue family gets together, it's one hell of a time.
Damn right.
All right. Most definitely it shall be. So when you have come to the end of your night and you're about to put your footies on and you have visions of Satan dancing in your head and you just want to give him a big hug, you got to remember one thing. Stay heavy.